Hey guys, Amsoil, independent Amsoil dealer, Charles Franks, just showing you the old Honda Recon, tried and true, almost like an American muscle car. Bam! You got your single popper, shaft driven to a rear end, just like a two-wheel drive muscle car. I love these things to death. It's not because it's the best I can do. They're a smaller body quad. My buddy has a Polaris 500 Sportsman. As soon as we get off-road, I smoke him. I can turn harder. I can go through the timber. He lags behind. He's got a higher mile per hour. I'll give him that. It's okay. I'm not trying to... He has the strong points. He's four-wheel drive. We hit a big old mud hole. He's pulling me out. I basically got to slide my butt to here and ride a wheelie through my mud hole, or I don't get through. So this is the old Honda Recon. We got two of them, and they're just tried and true. And you know what? Worst case scenario, I get stuck. What I love about them is that they're not so stinking heavy. I can pick them up, and I can lift my wheels out of the little divot I'm in, slide them 9 inches left or right, and then I'm back on the road again. So there's old Bumblebee. So you're looking at my little headquarters, and this video to me, I'm going to talk to you about being an Amsoil dealer. I've only been an Amsoil dealer for 2 years, and I'm pretty stinking happy with it. I like it, I love it, I'm getting after it, and it is taking off. I'm seeing the potential. So to me, when I first signed up for an Amsoil dealer, I was Googling and YouTubing what it means to be an Amsoil dealer, what do you got to do, this and that, and people were drawing me circles with lines and downline and that. Technically it's an MLM, so I'll give it that. It's a multi-level marketing system, and there's pros and cons to that, and so far I haven't actually really found a con. So, but in my perspective, my name's Charles Franks, so with the last name Franks, you're going to hear me speak Frank. That's what it is. So I'm not sitting in a little office with a computer and a desk. I'm gearing up to show you my opinion and my progress with Amsoil as a dealer, and if you wanted a sponsor to show you the ropes or anything else, MLM style. Now, that's where it ends for me. When I think of an MLM, I think of Mary Kay and Avon, and those are disgusting. They offer two options: buy it or sign up. That Amsoil isn't like that. When you get a dealer, you get the power to approach businesses about commercial accounts. You get the power to approach shops about a retail account. So to me, it isn't even an MLM. To me, I feel like a Mac man or a Snap-on man or Aflac. I even have accident policy for myself for chiropractics. So when you think of Amsoil as an MLM, I'm a Mac man, I'm a Snap-on dealer, I am a Aflac agent. The higher quality, high class. This is high class. So there's old Bumblebee operations. We burn lots of wood. We save $1,000 a winter. So old Bob Kitten, I call it a kitten. She's a really big barn mucker or a really small one. So, but there you go. There was one other video we were sitting inside her, but she's cute. I got my big bucket, my little bucket, and I don't even know where my manure tying bucket is, but life goes on. And then over here, Amsoil paddy wagon. So I've fully jumped on board with this Amsoil dealer stuff, and I like it. Truth be told, I love it. I got 2 little babies, and this Amsoil thing goes so deep that if I do it for 10, 20, 30 years, I can pass it down to my daughters. Because if you watch my videos and everything, first I would used to say first and foremost, I'm Chad or Charles Franks, but no, for now, this stage of my life, first and foremost, I'm a dad with 2 babies. Nothing comes before that. So aside from that, I'm a full-time correctional officer at a penitentiary. Love it, bread and butter, life's good, can't complain. But my whole stinking life, I've been all about anything that runs on a dinosaur, being petroleum. So with that, I've been a motorhead. I've had two 280Z Datsuns. I've had a Trans Am, a Firebird, a Chevelle, a Corvette. The list really goes on. F350s, F250s, F150s, F450s, Chevy minivan. And anyhow, so here I am to this point in my life, and I just love it. And then I literally throw on an Amsoil cap, and the girls are enthused because the way I'm structuring my channel, I'm not just a dad, and I'm not just an Amsoil dealer. I'm a multifunctional, capable person of many, many things. So here we are in this video, and I'm about to take you for a ride to further elaborate what it means to me to be an Amsoil dealer. And I live in a small town with a population of 4,500. That's small. So when you're thinking about retail and this and that and sales and yada yada and blah blah blah, I'm gonna hop on the four-wheeler and buzz you around my tiny, literally 12 by 9 town and kind of show you what's up. But I have many oars in the water. In fact, as far as I'm an Amsoil dealer, I got my day job. I landscape. That's why the number's on my skid loader. I'll build you a bitchin' retaining wall. So that's fine. Okay. This dump box rated for 7,000 pounds. Sure, I'll haul you 7,000 pounds worth of gravel, because the old 450 can do it. So aside from that, but everything comes together and whatnot. And so, because Frank speaks Frank, I'm going to give you a true testament, and I'm going to tell you my story and why I'm happy and everything, and why I'd be happy to help or sponsor anybody. I am going to get this four-wheeler out of this tight spot. Sorry guys, I know the seconds are counting, but it's a whopping 20 degrees here in Iowa today. So what we're looking at is an old elevator. Unfortunately, it had a really big fire of the spontaneous combustion silt and everything. But now you start looking at this more beautiful part, okay? So it's newer, modern. Yes, a really great guy bought this grain elevator. Right here, Lisbon, Iowa. So that's my hometown. Graduated, went to boot camp, joined the Army, came back, and this is where I chose to raise my babies. So here, all right, as we're looking at all this stuff, I'm a brand new Amsoil dealer, and so you sign up and you be your dealer and you pay your fee, and stuff goes down, and you get your packet in the mail, and you get I call it the God book, wholesale, retail, blah blah blah. Life goes on, but you really don't have much to work with. So I'm telling you this because you really need to think about and choose your sponsors. I am fortunate enough that at the penitentiary I work with, my sponsor was a co-worker of mine. So he's like, yeah, here's 10 packets of this, 10 packets of that, 10 packets of this. And he really set me up with these packets and stuff to go in and approach a facility or something. So I did approach this facility and everything. I love this guy to death. I got urban chickens in my small town within city limits. It's capped at 6. I buy my chicken feed from him every month. I buy 2 bags of chicken feed. And I gave him my Amsoil spiel and this and that. And this was darn near a year ago from like today's date. So from there, current day to there, he's building this. Now, you might not know what this is, but it's a pelletized feed making machine. Inside there, they make chicken feed, cattle feed, horse sweet feed, protein feed, and you know what? So I gave him my spiel a year later. In about 3 months, this system was fully functional and ready to operate. And he gives me a ring. We see each other monthly because I buy my 2 bags of feed off him. And what he says is, he goes, hey, I finally need something Amsoil. And I said, okay. I said, what do you need? And he said, well, we put the pellet feed in there. And I said, yeah. I said, you got that up and running? He's like, we're getting there. We're so damn close. He goes, but what I really need is Amsoil's food grade grease. Now, I was new to Amsoil. I didn't have a stinking clue we had food grade grease, but I said, okay, I'm driving right now. I'll help you let me get home, and I'll look it up and see what I can get it for you and everything else. And so I look it up, and he said, well, I needed it yesterday, because that's how higher end businessmen roll, which love them to death. But so I get home, I get the quote, I shoot it to him, and I said, but with a commercial account, you can get it for this, with my hookup. So he's like, do that, sign me up, but either way, get it on the way, whatever you gotta do. So boom, this is my commercial account. So he buys 2 cases a year of Amsoil's food grade synthetic grease. Why? Because he's making cow feed, chicken feed, horse feed, everything, all the way to finish of human consumable. And inside there is a hot mill that presses pellets, and there's lots of conveyors and augers and bearings and seals and grease. He said, I need your food grade grease. If I blow a seal on it right into the feed, I need a human grade grease so I can still sell that batch. All right, dude. This is my commercial account. So we're talking my first year as an Amsoil dealer. I'm trying to spit it real of what to expect. So 1 year later, but this isn't my first. Just that's how the dice is rolled. So awesome. This is Jason Owen at Pro Ag, Lisbon, Iowa. Love him to death. Buy my chicken feed. He won my heart, and I bring him his food grade grease for the pellet mill. So as this whole thing, instead of drawing you bubbles on a chalkboard of this is how this benefits that and blah blah blah, let me kick her down a gear. All right, woohoo! There we go. So now I'm gonna turn on this highway, but I'm not gonna make you make the drive, but I'm gonna take you to another one of my shops and kind of explain how being an Amsoil dealer played out for me, and right, to where. So I just quick shot down the road about a mile, and right here, this is great, near and dear to my heart. Bud's Auto Truck and Repair and Towing. Love them to death. I grew up here, and I'll tell you what, literally the first day, like I said, my Amsoil sponsor was a co-worker of mine at the penitentiary. So we're here at Bud's Auto Repair, and so the first account I ever approached was this place right here. And so I came in here, a new shaky dealer, and I had premeditated what I was gonna say and this and that, and so I went in there and I said, hey bud, would you have any interest in Amsoil? And he said, well, I do run it in my pontoon. I go through about 4 gallons a year. All right. I said, well, if you don't mind me asking, while I'm looking up your new price with the account I can offer you, do you mind telling me what you were paying so I can see how we're going to do or whatever? So he spatted off his price, and I spatted off my price. That was your new price. And if he went ahead and became one of my retail accounts, and he was my first, and near and dear to my heart. If something's over my head automotively, this is one of the shops. I got two of my own personal Amsoil shops I take my stuff to. If, oh crap, I don't have time, or oh, we're going on vacation soon, look it over, but I want this, and this taken care of before we hit the road, for my family's sake. So here we are. He's got the old move up to Amsoil. In fact, he's got a really awesome banner in there. Let me step off this. I wish Amsoil still made it, but they don't. And I can't get you to look because of the glare. But, so anyhow, train tracks. I quoted him the price on the pontoon, and he said, well, that's all I need to hear. Sign me up. So we did that, but then he was also rocking a 6.0 that hasn't had the EGR delete and everything. Hey there, guys. So in the last video, I was taking you for a 4-wheeler ride, and I took you by the grain elevator, and I took you by my Bud's Auto. So I didn't want to be the inside the house kind of person, and everything. So, but my phone died out there. So, anyhow, I wanted to continue on this Amsoil dealership. So, in my journey, I'm gonna call it my journey. I'm not gonna promise you the world. I'm not gonna do this or that. I'm just gonna tell you about how I did, and then how I made it and got going, and how I find it very lucrative, and it's pretty cool. So we kind of left off at Bud's Auto there, and I was talking about his 6.0. So he's got it hasn't been bulletproofed yet. So anyhow, there again, he was running Royal Purple. So I quick showed him a statistic where Amsoil kind of beats Royal Purple, and boom, there we are. So he hasn't done the delete kit. He chooses to run the OE and then that normal drain interval, and he's happy as a lark, and he sells the XL because, truth be told, your mom and pop shop, they don't like oil changes. Oil changes don't pay. So he was happy to have. He didn't have an in-house synthetic oil, so when somebody came in with a Toyota that needed a 0-20 10,000 mile rated for the new mileage, he'd have to call CarQuest or Napa or Barron's or any of the branch chains, and I need a case of Mobile One. So I said, here bud, here's your chance to have an in-house synthetic oil, and you can make retail profits. So he's like, yeah. And between the pontoon and his truck, and then that's great. And of course, I said, Bud, what are your 3 most popular oils? It's the 530 for the Chevy, it's the 520 for the Ford, and the 020 for the Toyota. About everything fits that, other than anything older. That's 10W30, but your first weight doesn't matter. So even if a 90s box Chevy comes in, they can have the 530. That's just your cold cranking. So as soon as it warms up, behaves like a 30 weight, life goes on. So we started him off, and he started off with those, and did a service with the XL, and I got him the nice little banner for the office that says choose your drain interval. I really wish that banner still existed, because it was way better than what's on there right now. But anyhow, so those were my 2 first accounts. Or Bud's was my very, very, very first. And so with my Amsoil experience and everything that I'm talking to you about as a dealer, so you sign up for Amsoil, you become a dealer, and you get your packet in the mail, and that's what you have to work with. I have a beautiful upline, and kinda that's what I'm partly talking to you guys about, is your upline, because you do want to choose them wisely. I got so lucky that the guy above me, he's like, here's 10 packets of these, 10 packets of these, and I was on my way. I signed an account. The first day we met at a restaurant, even though we're co-workers or whatever, Amsoil wise, he tried to keep it professional. So he bought me breakfast at a diner, and I said, hey bud, I said, I know people. We can go sign some people up today. And he's like, no shit? And I said, yeah, no shit. So I said, let's go talk to some people. So we went, and that's where, with the pontoon oil, Bud said, you just won my heart. So I was already running it. I've been running it. I didn't know I could have a retail account. So I gave the man a retail account. Cha-ching. All right. And I don't mean cha-ching, cha-ching. I mean, I provided an account to a good buddy. And that man still services my vehicles today if it's over my head. So from there, we did that. And we actually went to another shop and signed another shop that day. Just off my merit that the other shop I went to, I did work study at it in high school. And yep, you're golden, Chad. So he signed up too, and so that was the start of my Amsoil career. So you pay your fee, and that's it. You pay your fee. You're an Amsoil dealer. Nothing happens until you do something. So this is Frank's speaking frank. you either have to get out there and talk to people or whatever. And aside from me being lucky and me personally loving and being a mechanic, and I dig machines and everything. So aside from that, I got whatever, call me fortunate or lucky, I had 2 places I could go, and I had 2 shops right away. Easy money. But aside from that, what the other thing I did is, now that I was a dealer and I had dealer pricing, I went ahead, and the wife drives a Dodge Caravan 5W20. I drive a Chevy Uplander 5W30, and then Bumblebee, the yellow truck, if you visit my earlier videos, she was a 520, but she belonged to, it's a cabin chassis for a commercial company, and I know how they roll, so I called them, the previous owner, and said, hey, what'd you run in this truck? And they made their fleet all the same, so they forever ran a 1030 in her. So I switched her to a 530. That way she was with my Uplander. And from there, the skid loader should have been a 1030, but I swapped it down to a 530 because I am in the Northwest in Iowa and everything. So, but my whole Amsoil career started with just ordering what I knew I would use. So I ordered in what the wife's fan needed, what mine needed, what the truck needed, and even though I only needed 6 quarts for each or less, I went ahead and ordered a case. So from there, that was great. And then you wear your Amsoil ball cap, you talk to your people. Like I said, from day one I had Bud's Auto, and anything I couldn't handle, I sent them to Bud's. I got lucky in my small town. I could just say, oh yeah, Bud's Auto is carrying it now, go down there. So I'm not one of the dealers that carries a huge inventory inside my garage, because it doesn't make sense. Bud's is 1 mile from my house. I don't want to compete with them. They are my retail account. So in fact, down the line, as Bud built his inventory and did his thing and said, yes, I want the 020, I want the 520, I want the 530, then from there I chose, and to work with my shop, I said, hey, if I branch out into other things, do you care if I list them at your shop? I said, I'll take, repay me wholesale, but you can have any retail profits. And he's like, no, not at all. So from there, we grew. I bought a Harley change and a diff change and some slip lock and into differentials and everything, and got it going. And then one time I had somebody call me about some scooter oil, so he only needed a quart, so I bought 3 and put 2 scooter oil quarts at Bud's, and that showed him what was moving, and I was moving stuff myself. So from there, that's where my Amsoil started. I'm gonna tell you up front, my very first year I signed up to be an Amsoil dealer. Nothing happened because I didn't do nothing. So anyhow, I signed Bud, and then within 3 months he did place his first order. I got my first commission check. I was like, all right, this is cool. And that tided him over for a small period of time. And so there was a month without a check, and then he ordered again. I was like, all right, nice, very good. So you building up. I actually call this Amsoil my little choo-choo train. And you hop aboard, and it's chicka, 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 chicka. And then whatever you put in from there is how fast your choo-choo train goes. So I did that. I did Bud, and then by the 6-month mark, I got a second or a third shop, and so it was going. It was chugging along, and then both of them ordered in the same month. And I was like, okay, now I can see the light. So that's what kept me motivated. And then from there, and now, so Bud's is in my town, and then I got the commercial account running, the food grade grease, and then I have a second shop in my town, but they're not near as active. They only order if a customer orders it, whereas Bud stocks up. That's great. So from there, we just kept plugging away, and then I chose to put the logo on my van, and then I got a phone call from a shop 23 miles away. I just passed them in traffic. They saw me at a stoplight. Hey, you sell Amsoil? We go through a case interceptor, and we run the dirt bike wet clutch formula. Okay, well, and then how can I help you? And well, we got a shop here in this town, said town, and I said, oh, well, since I heard you say shop, now we can talk retail. So, excuse me. From there, here's what I have to offer. So now I got 123 miles away. And then down the line, I approached the shop next town over, 7 miles, and told him what I had to offer. He had a Duramax, and our oil meets almost all standards, so we know that, and that's great. And he said, heck yeah. So signed him up. Now he's a very great shop. From there, I got one 193 miles away. It's a Harley Davidson dealership, and they're selling the 20W50 and the primary and gear oil, and that's great. So I call it my little choo-choo train. My very first year was a check, skip a check. Then the next month they both ordered, but then the next month they didn't. So I just want to give a real life perspective of what to expect. But now here we are, literally into the 2-year mark, like more closer to 1.5 years. And with that, I've acquired more shops, a PC here, and a commercial account there, and from there, that's where it grows. And I can say this year I've had checks creep up on $500, and to me and my peers and everything, you start talking $500, that's kind of like bragging rights of if you were hanging out with the boy and he said, yeah, I got a rental property I rent it for $550 a month, or $650 a month, or $450 a month. Well, Amsoil's bringing me in $450 a month, so it starts to become quite respectable. So, and I was truly blessed with my upline leaders and sponsors. Like I said, he hooked me up with the pamphlets. We worked together, so any day I can talk to him, even though I have a huge, great grasp, and it wasn't much of a struggle for me. I'm able to get with him, talk to him. In fact, his upline leader, I know him, and we can chat. And then I have met the 4th generation, and he's great as well. I admire him. He's actually a retiree that has been an Amsoil dealer since like 73, and didn't actually do much with it until he retired. And then he caught us young whippersnappers, and we're all getting after it, and he's doing great, and he loves us and supports us, and we communicate and touch base. So at the end of the day, with Amsoil being an MLM, you do want to choose your upline wisely. And I got a dealer here and there under me, and same way my dealer treated me, or my upline sponsor, I give them packets and a little, I call it a starter kit, that doesn't come with the initial sign up. So I give them the starter kit, and I got this quick and easy form that if you go talk, that I made on myself, it's a little half sheet of only the most important things you need to obtain while you're in there. If they give you a thumbs up, yeah, sign me up for a retail or commercial account. And then when they come home, I say, give me a buzz, I'll log in, you log in, and I'll walk you right through it, and you can use that form. So with that, I'm just putting it out there that I'm not claiming it's a get rich quick scheme, but with what little effort and stuff, the Amsoil has huge name brand recognition. So maybe 1 in every 8, I haven't heard of it. They're not a car guy, sorry. If they ain't heard of it, they're not that deep. So but otherwise, aside from that, and sometimes I even run into the older generation that grew up with it. They know it better than the new little guys with earbuds in their ear and rocking out to music and walking down the street and not looking where they're going. But either way, it's great. It's name brand recognition, and they revamped their retail and everything accounts. So it's a much easier sale, even though it's not even a sale. So I just wanted to touch base with people, and so I'm Chad Franks or Charles Franks with Full Tilt SyntheticOils.com, independent Amsoil dealer, and I just kind of wanted to show you how I grew in literally like a year and a half from a check, no check to book 2 shops ordered, okay, sign another shop, all 3 ordered, no check, and then into my second year, I've gotten a check every year. So that's great. I can't complain, and I've gotten some big ones that almost feel like rent. So that's my spiel, and I'd be happy to sponsor anybody anywhere. Most of the forms and information is emailable or communicatable to where I can help you. And same with the quick little, I call it the short sheet, that if you go into an account and they give you them your little spiel and excuse me, you give them their spiel, and all you need to obtain is that small little piece of information, and we can build the account from there on behind the scenes. So I just wanted to throw it out there. This YouTube page of mine is, like I said in my little ATV video, first and foremost, I'm a dad. I'm raising babies, and I got a full-time job, but I am digging the Amsoil side of it and thoroughly enjoying being an Amsoil dealer. So that's just what I wanted to share with everybody. So if you thought you wanted to pick it up, take a minute, think about your sponsor, who will help you, and where you want to go with it, and from there do what you got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some deuces and have a good night, and I kind of hope you enjoy my style. I'm by no means a desk jockey. I'm a get her done, get out there kind of guy. So I just wanted to share this, and from what I've seen and what I've researched, there are a couple very well-respected guys I respect as far as their intel, because it is just cold hard good information, and I watch their videos, and sometimes when I forget something I rewatch their videos. But also their polos. I'm not a polo. You won't see me in a suit and tie unless it's a wedding. So I'm out there getting her done. And so if I'm preaching to a different choir or however, it is viable. So, and you can do it. So, and I called it my choo-choo train. So approximately a year and a half, I am quite satisfied, and know I want to do this and stay signed as a dealer for as long as I can. And in fact, so much so, I hope to build so many accounts that when my little daughters turn 18, I can divvy some out. And I taught them and trained them, and they're just tough little girls that can walk the walk and talk the talk when it comes to a shop. So anyhow, feel free to contact me. Facebook, YouTube, Gmail, Yahoo, whatever. Full Tilt Synthetic Oil, Charles Franks, Lisbon, Iowa. You can Amsoil.com, punch in 52253. That's my zip code. Find a dealer near you. Look me up. Even if you're a ways away, when it comes to just dealer stepping up and helping his downline and sending some packets and that short sheet, I call it, and stuff. I'll get you rocking and rolling, and you can go walk the walk and talk the talk, and that has the basics. I grab this, and this, give them a thumbs up, shake their hands, walk away, come home. I'll walk you through the process of opening a new account, whether it's retail or commercial. So I'll do that. 8 p.m. at night. We'll build your account, even if it's over the phone. So that's what I got. Have a good one.